So we wanted to get into how these proposed rules changes that the owners will discuss at league meetings next week, how in particular they would impact the Commanders. And I think it's pretty obvious the one that would impact them the most is if the tush push and or the brotherly shove that Philadelphia employs were to be eliminated. Because that's a team that you face twice. They've used the tush push to great success. We've seen Jalen Hurts from the 2 and the 1 plunge in for so many touchdowns over the past 2 seasons. Not only that, it helps them extend drives.
It would impact them
longer.
It would impact them potentially on those plays, but let's say the tush push is banned and it's 4th and 1. They can still go for it with the quarterback sneak and still convert. You know what I mean? The conversion rate of a QB sneak may be less than the tush push for Philadelphia, but they're both very high.
Yeah, but I think I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm guessing the tush push conversion rates are much higher than a standard quarterback sneak without the assistance of all of the players pushing Jalen Hurts forward.
Well, yeah, there's a reason the Eagles are doing it. That in particular, their tush push was the most effective. Right. Buffalo was the next effective, but this is just, Google, this might be old. 88% of quarterback sneaks are effective.
From what distance? 4th and 1, 4th and 2?
Inside
Obviously,
a yard?
that's going to change, but this is just a study.
That includes the tush push, though.
This is an older study. It looks like it's an older study.
This is pre-tush push. God, I just don't even like the name.
1 yards. Okay, PFF did a study.
Yeah.
And they found from 1 yard, quarterback sneaks are 13% more successful than any other types of runs.
From
1 yard.
Right.
From 1 yard out.
Yes.
Right.
So my whole point about the impact is, I think you're inclined to say, oh, it's a big impact. The Eagles lose the tush push. But when are they using the tush push? Mostly on very short plays, like a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 1. They're not doing it from 3rd and 5. So on those 3rd and 1s, you need to compare what's their success rate with the tush push versus the average success rate of any other play. And my point is, on most of those plays, particularly like a quarterback sneak, according to this Yale study, 88%. Yale's been brought up a lot, but this was a
don't you feel like they
Yale.
use it a little more haphazardly, though? Like they'll do it in their own territory
I feel
because
like,
they know they're going to get
I think that's just the trend of analytics.
Once they cross the 50, they're using it like
all the time.
Almost all the time.
I think, for sure. But I think even before that.
They probably...
Way before that.
Before that on the field?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, like their own 35.
Yeah, I mean, they know they're going to get it.
Sure. Especially if it's
if they know
inches.
If they know it's a borderline unstoppable play and the analytics
they
tell
go
them,
with it from anywhere. It gives them 4 downs.
This converts at a 90% clip almost. They're going to roll the dice on that almost every time.
Regardless of field position.
So that gives them the added benefit of we have another down to play with. Most other teams don't.
I think every team should do that. I don't care how big or small your quarterback is. If you have 3rd or 4th and short.
You mean take tush push out of the equation? Just go for it more in your own territory?
I'm saying if it's a football or less, I mean, maybe if it's a yard and a half, okay, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on your 35, your own 35, and you've got a football, I think you should.
They're going for it now.
Quarterback sneak.
The analytics are saying go for it. My point is, I don't think the impact.
I'm not saying hand it off to the running back 5 yards back. I'm saying quarterback sneak.
I don't think the impact is as great as people would think. It's been publicized. It gets a lot of, a lot of media attention, the tush push, the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. So in 2023, this is dated. I don't have the 2024 figures. They converted that 37 out of 40 times. 92.5%.
I mean, that's a high percentage.
It is a high percentage, but a quarterback sneak in those situations, according to what I've seen, is 88%. So, yes, do you want a 4% improvement or a 5%, whatever you want to say, 4.5% improvement? Yes, but it's statistically, it's not that much of a difference.
I understand the argument that you're making, but it seems to be a big psychological difference.
Maybe. I don't think it should be banned. How about defenses figure out a way to stop it?
When they talk about banning, they're talking about pushing them from behind. They're not are they talking about banning like the close bunchy formation?
No, you can have that formation. You just can't have the assistance of the guys behind the quarterback pushing him forward.
Well, we don't
They're
know.
gonna eliminate
we don't
that.
know.
That's
They
what
haven't changed the rule. They could
Well,
they could change
one
the
that's
formation.
proposed is lined up directly behind the snapper and immediately at the snap be pushed.
I thought they did change the rule slightly, and they wouldn't allow the pushers to be as close to the quarterback
where they
as
start.
where they start.
Correct.
So I think they've adjusted the rule
A little bit.
but you can still push them, obviously.
Right. So now take away the push, and then they are not quite as bunchy, presumably.
So
they look pretty bunchy.
So do you think that's going to get outlawed, the tush push?
I don't know.
Look, would it benefit the Commanders to go back to Cakes' question? Yes, because it hurts the Eagles. I just don't think it's a huge impact.
And they're not going to do it with Jaden.
I wouldn't.
No.
They're not going to do the tush push with Jaden.
No, remember
I mean,
they
they'll
brought
run
in.
an occasional
Did they
sneak
run
for sure.
any quarterback sneaks with him?
They brought
Yeah,
in.
I think so.
Yeah, but remember
He
they
runs-
I think
did?
so.
He runs more the option down near, like
That's
right
what
there
I
in the
mean.
5
But I
yard
think
line.
They brought in
a couple.
They brought in
run
Mariota, and then
once
they
or
did.
twice.
That's what I
And then
mean,
they
yeah.
did the wacky like fake tush push with Mariota, which was completely botched.
Yeah. Did they
But I don't
employ
remember-
McCaffrey that way once or twice too? No, maybe not.
I don't remember seeing Jaden do that.
I feel like he did once or twice, but maybe I'm just making it up.
But yeah, I mean, Hurts did it
I
hundreds
mean,
of
with
times.
Jaden, if you have a short situation, just run the read option every time.
Yeah, he's pretty effective at that.
I mean, he was converting 3rd and 17s with
No.
scrambles.
No, for sure. Do you think he has to limit his running next year for long-term sustainability, or
No,
Not next year.
absolutely not.
Does Lamar Jackson have to?
Lamar's built a little better?
mean,
He's
Not
built a
that
little,
different.
If
He's built a little thicker.
Little.
Jaden
Little.
should have 1,000 rushing yards next year if he stays healthy.
So you don't think there's going to be any agenda to try to curtail the number of hits he takes?
Nope.
Yeah.
Why would you take away something that he's
Not
that
one
is-
bit.
that has made him special?
And that's the major reason
It's
they
not to
drafted
take
him.
away all of it. But
you want to limit
curtail
him
it.
from taking big hits?
Yeah.
I'm sure they've lectured him sometimes on, hey, get out of bounds on a first quarter run. You don't have to get every yard on a first down, for example,
But there are some.
and slide on occasion.
I'm not taking the secret sauce off of my Jaden Daniels burger.
Right.
I'm keeping it on there. I'm adding extra dose of it.
Yeah, but just the old argument of minor in it, don't major in it. I mean,
It's
so you're
fine.
not taking it away.
It's fine,
No.
but does Buffalo take away Josh Allen's
Again,
ability?
he's a tank.
Okay, but a lot of people say that him taking these hits is
In other
going to
words, do you
cut
think
his career
All
short.
right, here's the essence of what it comes down to. What's the likelihood that Jaden's able to start 17 games again? And now you could say for
I don't
any
know.
quarterback,
Yeah.
it's low,
Yeah.
ish. But I mean, he pulled it off in his first year, barely,
Barely, yeah.
barely pulled it off.
right. I don't know. It's probably about the same
would-
as
I would say
Matthew
for-
Stafford starting 17
For a
games.
running quarterback, it's going to get, there's the chances of him getting hurt are going to go up each year.
Like he had a great run, an unbelievable season. I'm not anti him running or anything. I'm just talking out loud.
Mhm.
It was remarkable he was able to endure 17 games.
No question. Early in
Barely.
the season, remember I can't remember what play it was, but he had his helmet fly off in one of the games and he missed a play.
Yeah.
Remember he missed a play?
Yeah, we thought he was hurt.
And that was when Driscoll was the backup because
Yeah.
Mariota was inactive. It was the first or second game. And people were like, oh, there's no way this is going to last. Because I think in the first game, he ran 14 or 15 times.
He ran a lot.
And then in the second game, he had his helmet fly off. And you're like, oh, my God. But he made a little adjustment, I
Put
think.
it this way, I bet on him like playing 13 or more games or whatever it was. I think I won the bet from Lurch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make that bet again next year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet against him.
Probably smart.
I'm not going to make that bet again.
Well, I mean, QBs get hurt all the time. He was just very fortunate.
It's
Probably
a
better
scary thought.
Bet on Jaden Daniels than against.
Yeah,
him
I'm not
at
betting
this
against
point.
him. I'm not betting against him.
Yeah.
But I might not
But
bet
his running
on.
numbers might go down just because if they're adding pieces, like they added Debo,
Mhm.
Right.
right, so they can throw a little bit more.
Add a
plus
few
they,
more weapons so
plus
he
he
doesn't
can
have to do
run.
as much.
They added a stud tackle, so he'll protect them a
him.
little bit better.
Right.
And then that'll
You
help
won't have
in
to
the
take
run
off
game.
as quickly.
Correct.
Yeah. I think that's the idea,
So those
actually.
numbers, I think that's exactly what they want.
I think the model's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's gonna rush for a ton of yards every year that he's healthy in the league. When he plays 15 or more games, he's going to rush for 800 plus yards.
Cakes, I know you love this. If you asked Adam Peters right now, Do you want Jaden Daniels to carry the ball however many carries he had? What do you have, 100 carries? I have no idea. That you
Had
the
to have
same
way more
number.
than that.
Okay, 200. You have the same number of carries as last year.
He
What
might
would
want
answer?
it. He might want it slightly less because, as Jason mentioned, Debo comes in and he's
Right.
a gadgety guy out of the backfield, but not a lot less.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 to 15% less, but not a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
he knows that's how they win games.
Yeah, and if you look at Lamar's first big year where he started the majority of the games, well, he really did right off the bat. But in 2019, which I think was his first MVP,
Yeah, bomb year.
he ran it 176 times. It's come down. Last year was 139.
Right.
But it's not that much of a difference, like one or two less, right? So Jaden was kind of in that same range as Lamar at 148.
for 891. Yeah. So they probably want to see that come
And he
down
missed
a
a
little bit.
game and a half,
Yep.
basically. in
Yeah,
that-
I'll
in that
argue.
span.
I'll bet now. Just get the bet book out. $5. He'll do under 148.
Under 148 carries.
I think so, but I bet it'll be above 120.
No, I'm not gonna. I like that. I like that
All
range.
right.
Takes you want to take it?
We can negotiate.
All right.
We can go back and forth. When we come back, we'll get into EB's entertainment page next on The Fan.